स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्य सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्तः कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथो श्रीजगन्नाथो मद्गुरुः श्रीजगद्गुरुः ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Let us spend few minutes in silence and meditation. Let us offer our salutations to the all-pervading blissful spirit. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharada, Swami Vivekananda, and Adi Shankaracharya, and all great teachers, all great saints whose teachings we have inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. Let us by all means try to feel the divine contact. Think of the Annamaya Kosha, which is called the body, a product of food. We have to keep the body healthy, free from diseases, free from pains, etc. It is only an instrument for my journey. Beyond the body is the energy, the pranamaya kosha. Because of the energy, the body is able to move, able to digest, able to walk. From the tip of the toe till the hair on the head is energy flowing, changing. Deeper inside is the manomaya kosha, which is the mind full of desires, full of memories, thoughts, samskaras, etc. And the mind uses the sense organs, pancha gnanendriyas and the karmendriyas. Deeper still is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellect. Good or bad decisions, positive or negative decisions, is the work of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then is the fifth layer, which is called Anandamaya Kosha, the blissful sheath. Think that you are not the Annamaya Kosha. You are using the Annamaya Kosha. You are not the Pranamaya Kosha, nor the Manomaya Kosha, nor the Vijnanamaya Kosha, nor the Anandamaya Kosha. I am Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Ananda, Swarupaha. Let us think of the good of all people, for the health and well-being of all people around us. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhave. Om asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrutyorma amrutangamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Mentally offer your salutations to the all-pervading blissful spirit once again, and to Sri Ramakrishna, Mother and Swamiji and Adi Shankaracharya. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Harihi Om. First verse of ATMA BODHA, please. Tapo vikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam mumukshunam apekshoyam Atma bodho vidhiyate. tapobhikshena-papanam shantanam vitaragina mumukshunam apekshoyam ATMA BODHO vidhiyate. Harihi Om. I am composing the ATMA BODHA, says Adi Shankaracharya, or self-knowledge, to serve the needs of those who have been purified through the practice of austerities, tapobhikshena papanam, who are peaceful in heart, shantanam, free from cravings, vitaraginam, and they are mumukshus, desirous of liberation. To such people is this ATMA BODHA. Continuing, verse number 27, shloka number 27. That's 37, sorry. Please repeat. Evam nirantarabhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana haratya vidya vikshepat roga nivarasayanam. Evam nirantarabhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana haratya vidya vikshepa roga nivarasayanam. So, last Sunday, few ideas about the change in vasanas, which is like a medicine for the disturbed mind or the ignorant mind. Rasayana is a very concentrated Ayurvedic medicine, chiefly prepared from mercury and sulfur, so that there will be rejuvenation, there will be immunity and longevity. How long should you take this medicine? The Ayurveda doctor, the Vaidya, says as long as possible. Even if the ignorance is cured or the rogam is cured, you have to go on taking the medicine so that future will be healthier. Similarly, these thoughts, uninterrupted thoughts, that one thought remains, other things will pass away. That one thought is Aham Brahmasmi in the first person singular. And all these changes in the vasanas are done in the laboratory. What is the laboratory? Our thought process, our intellect. In the beginning it may appear intellectual gymnastics, it may appear mechanical, but gradually the mind accepts, the subconscious mind accepts, and the reality will be experienced. As Sri Ramakrishna experienced all these in the laboratory of Dakshineshwar, it is called the laboratory of spiritual rejuvenation, the small room in Dakshineshwar temple compound. Panchavati was the kshetra. There in the small hut he practiced, or he was taught Advaita Vedanta by Totapuri, and within 3 days he attained the highest samadhi. So the entire Dakshineshwar compound and here and there in the sides is a big laboratory for Sri Ramakrishna. And every place, every tree is the proof of it. That is why Swami Vivekananda, when he was in a different state of mind, of this mumukshu attitude, in Kashipur garden house, all of a sudden, without telling Sri Ramakrishna, middle of the night, he ran away. He ran away to the Panchavati forest. Today hardly few trees are there. At time it is a thick forest. Once you go inside, people cannot see you. Then in the very spot, in the very place, in the very asana that Sri Ramakrishna sat for 12 years, Narendra rubbed his head on that, forehead on that place and sat the whole night in meditation. He wanted that highest experience. Though occasionally Sri Ramakrishna gave him that experience, he said, I have to make it my own. The Tivra Vairagya, Tivra Mumukshutva. It is not talked about by people. They speak only about Chicago. They speak Vivekananda did that, Vivekananda is great, etc. But how did Vivekananda become Vivekananda? That passion, that desire, that mumukshu to break the bondages. That people have to consider. And Sri Ramakrishna also, whose birthday will be next Saturday. That sadhana period, how he experienced all these, that Shankara has put it in the text form. So the impression of I am Brahman, Brahmaivasmiti Vasana, created by uninterrupted reflection, Nirantara Abhyasta, very important word. Patanjali also refers to that same in another verb. He says Nirantara Abhyasa, Nairantarya Abhyasa and Dirghakala Abhyasa. There should not be any gap in your practice, and it should be for a long period of time. We don't know what are the vasanas inside, what are the samskaras inside, what are the storage dirt that we have. It will take long time. Uninterrupted reflection, Nirantara Abhyasta. And only that Nirantara Abhyasta will destroy the ignorance and its distractions also. Mark the word distractions. So many distractions Patanjali Maharshi refers to. One of the distractions is laya. He calls it klesha in one word, klesha, obstacles. We have to overcome the obstacles. We have to prepare ourselves for deeper meditation and higher samadhi. And one of the primary obstructions or klesha in human life is laya. It's a wave. Laya means a wave. Ala. And this ala, humorously it is put, meditation is an invitation to sleep. Laya takes you towards sleep. You will be sitting posture, but you will be deep sleep state. And you think you are meditating properly. But afterwards you remain only a fool or more ignorant. Laya is one of the dangerous enemies of meditation. Holy Mother refers to that. Be aware, be aware, be aware. He says, the moment you feel asleep during meditation, don't continue. Wake up, walk around, wash your face, do some exercise, then come back and sit with full consciousness. Don't presume and assume and cheat yourself. Never sleep in meditative posture. Sit vertical, sit straight. And you know, a little drowsy. And why drowsy comes? No oxygen supply to the brain. So naturally the mind gets weakened. So pranayama has to be done more. So all these are preparations to be done. Not just reading these texts and thinking we know everything. So in this laboratory of the intellect has been produced the medicine that destroys the most widespread of diseases, perplexes humanity everywhere, confuses all the people everywhere, is avidya, ignorance. Ignorance comes in various forms. Because inside there is the hundreds of problems from various janmas. We have come with already problems. Our birth itself is a problem. Unfulfilled desires. So the disease is the nature of ignorance. So naturally the medicine has to be taken for a long period of time. Don't discontinue. And what is the nature of the disease? Ignorance. And the cure produced by rasayana, by nirantara abhyasa, is knowledge. True knowledge. The knowledge which is obtained in the beginning by Shravana. What is Shravana? Listening from the Guru. Listen from the Guru. In the ancient time, the Guru Gurukula Vasam and Guru Parampara is very, very important. The beautiful story of this Mahavakya called Tattvamasi in the Chandogya Upanishad. One young boy, Shvetaketu, has gone to a Gurukulam. For 12 years he has to stay in that Gurukulam. And after 12 years he is graduated. He's full of academic knowledge, technical knowledge. And he comes back to his father. And since he knows everything about academic subjects, he has developed some ego that I know everything. That is also avidya. And father recognizes in his body language, in his appearance, I know everything, that kind of pride. Father thinks, if I leave this fellow, he will misuse the knowledge. He will not be useful to society. And he wants to break that ignorance. So he devises a strategy and says, "Oh my dear Shvetaketu, my son, please go to the forest once again and bring a big fruit from one tree. Nigrodha Palam. The Nigrodha Phalam will be much bigger than watermelon. Big fat fruit." Shvetaketu goes and brings that fruit, carries it on head, and all the other students are sitting. He says, "My dear Shvetaketu, break it into 2 parts. Shvetaketu does it. All are watching. "What do you see there?" asks the father. Son says, Shvetaketu says, "My dear father, I see number of tiny fruits in the big fruit. Maybe 100 fruits, small fruits inside the big fruit." Then takes another fruit and he says, "Break it into 2 pieces. He breaks it into 2 halves. "Now what do you see, my dear Shvetaketu?" "Oh father, I see number of tiny seeds in the small fruit." Take one tiny seed, break it into 2 pieces. Shvetaketu does it. And now the father asks, "What do you see there?" Avidya comes out through his mouth and says, "Oh father, I see nothing there." Ignorance. I see nothing there. "Are you sure, my dear Shvetaketu? You see nothing there?" "Yes, father, I see nothing there." "All right. Come after 15 days. Boy goes back home. He has to relax. He has just now come from university. After 15 days comes back to his school where his father is teaching. Now father takes him to the garden nearby and shows a tiny seedling coming from the earth. And he says, "My dear son, do you know from where this tiny plant has come?" "I don't know." "After you went, I took another seed from that small fruit, planted it carefully, started watering it, and just after 15 days, a tiny plant has come out." Now what do you say about this? He has understood that unseen energy is there in the tiny seed. That is the cosmic energy. That is the life-giving energy. Then father gives a Mahavakya. He says, "Aitad atmyam idam satyam tatsarvam sa atma tattvamasi Shvetaketu." Aitad atmyam idam satyam. What you said, nothing is everything. Just because you don't see that energy, don't simply decline. It is nothing. It is everything. Buddha said Shunyavada. Vedanta says Atmavada. That unseen energy. Aitad atmyam idam satyam tat sarvam. That is everywhere. All pervasive energy. And that thou art tattvamasi Shvetaketu. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, Mahavakya in the Chandogya Upanishad. That you put it into yourself, instead of saying that thou art, you say Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. That is what he says. Nirantara abhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana. By the intense practice and uninterrupted practice of brahmaivasmi iti, then the old vasanas which you are carrying as a big luggage will slowly evaporate and get deleted and burnt out, and this alone remains. The one remains, everything comes and goes. You will not be under any bondage. So this sadhana has to be done. The sadhaka, by this thought, Brahmaivasmi iti, by this one single thought, predominantly in his mind, in meditation, purifies his body, purifies his mind, purifies his intellect, purifies the senses, and becomes a pure personality. First he purifies his body. In the beginning we meditated, Annamaya Kosha. The body becomes pure. Pranamaya Kosha, the energy becomes pure. The mind becomes pure, because the vasanas are replaced by Aham Brahmasmi iti. Then we have the Vijnanamaya Kosha becomes pure. And the Anandamaya Kosha is only a reflected consciousness. It is not the real Anandam that I have to experience, that I am actually. That also goes, merges in the Paramanandam. So though this sadhana is tough, because you have to do Nirantara Abhyasta, the sadhana is tough. The sadhaka should fill his mind with the Aham Brahmasmi idea regularly and intensely. And how long? In the beginning I said again, it has to be concentrated. Sometimes the Ayurveda doctor or the homeopathy doctor says, the tincture, medicine, etc. If the cough, if the phlegm, if the fever is very high, take directly, don't dilute it. Concentrated medicine, rasayana. As the fever reduces, as you get becoming normal, you can add little water, few drops of water, reduce the concentration. But in the beginning, lot of work has to be done. And that has to be done with awareness. And that will lead you from Shravana to Manana to Nididhyasana. 36th shloka onwards, it is all about Nididhyasana till 41st shloka. And let us try to understand what is this Aham Brahmasmi concept, which Shankara uses here, one of the Mahavakyas. He says, the disciple learns from the teacher the precise meaning of that thou art, that is Tattvamasi idea, rejecting the attributes. Attributes means all other components connected with it, superimposed on that and on thou. He understands that the formula refers to the absolute oneness, ekameva nadvitiyam Brahma. There is nothing else other than that. Only one remains. Sri Ramakrishna refers to number of zeros on the blackboard, no value at all. With 10 zeros, you go to the market, you will not get a cup of coffee. But before 2 zeros, number 1, that supreme consciousness is important. Then your human life has some value. The one is that supreme consciousness. And that thou art. As he meditates, Nididhyasana, 3 things always remember in Vedanta, in any skill, in any knowledge, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana compulsory. Otherwise your knowledge is incomplete. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, now 36 shloka onwards, it is meditation only. As he meditates Nididhyasana on this oneness, there arises in his mind a state which is called vritti, which makes him feel that he is Brahman, he is pure by nature, Shuddha Chaitanya, he is eternal, Nitya Chaitanya, he is self-illumined, Swayam Prakashaha, he is free, Muktaha, he is supremely blissful, Anandamaya Purushaha, or as we chant in Dhyana Shloka, Nityam Anandamurti, ever blissful. Holy Mother, Sri Sharda Devi, was thinking, I am not getting any experience, I am not feeling any joy. Then one day she was complaining, she was trying to play. Saraswati herself is telling, I don't feel any joy, any experience. Sri Ramakrishna is talking so much about it to Yogin Ma. Then one day she goes to Sri Ramakrishna and mentions this. Sri Ramakrishna doesn't say anything. Mother comes back to the Nahabat, and then she is in meditation with the door half closed. Just a little, you can see Mother sitting there. And after a few minutes, Mother is laughing and laughing and laughing in her meditation seat. To the surprise of everybody, people are able to hear her laughter. Never was she so expressive. Then Yogin Ma opened the door little after some time and asked, Mother, what happened? Oh, you heard it? You heard it? She hid herself. She hid that because of the Mahamaya Shakti, that experience she took it into herself. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Mother, just a few minutes back you were telling you are not experiencing anything. She was experiencing the blissful self. Akhandananda Tattvam. Mother got experience from Sri Ramakrishna. Full of joy. So, you are the blissful, you are infinite, Ananta, eternal, self-illumined, free, infinite, supremely blissful, one without a second. Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. This mental state, vritti, illumined by the reflection of pure consciousness, destroys the sadhaka's ignorance and doubts regarding Brahman. Yet, even now, Brahman is only a state or wave of the mind. As the ignorance is destroyed, its effects, the various mental states are destroyed too, just as when a cloth is burnt, the warp and woof are burnt. Hence, the mental state colored by Brahman, which forms part of those efforts, is also destroyed. Suppose there is a rope in front of you, and I take the rope and bind your hand and feet. Till that time it is a reality. It is binding me. It is holding me tight. And suppose I burn that rope in front of you. The rope-ness has gone. Only the rope form, so-called form, inverted comma, is there. It will not have the binding effect. With that burnt rope, what can I bind? It will just become powder. Similarly, the ignorance becomes powder. Patanjali Maharshi says, just like the seed, you take a fresh seed of a flower, of a fruit, and just hold it in the hand and examine, it has got life. It has got the fertility, the fresh seed. Then it can be put into the pot, into the soil, and it will give you another plant, etc., etc., etc. The botany goes on. Now you see, if I burn the seed, fry the seed, put it in fire, the shape will remain, but the fertility has gone. The power to germinate has gone. That is what this vritti does to your mind. The bondage is burned. Maybe a scar may be there, but it is not troubling you, it is not binding you to the samsara. That is what he says here. The warp and woof are burnt. Only that so-called rope is there in front of you, harmless. Don't worry about it. It has gone. Life is over from it. So continuing, Shankara says, when the mental state is destroyed, when the vasanas, kleshas are destroyed, then the world becomes one with Brahman. This world will not trouble you. This will be only a child's play. When the mental state is destroyed, there remains only the consciousness reflected in the state, which, unable to illumine the supreme and self-effulgent Brahman, becomes overpowered by Brahman. Further, on the destruction of this mental state, the reflection reverts back to the supreme Brahman, just as the image of a face in a mirror reverts back to the face itself when the mirror is broken or removed. You are seeing your reflection in the mirror and combing your hair or washing your face and brushing your teeth. Suddenly the reflection is broken, the mirror is broken. What will happen? The reflection merges back into you. Similarly, the reflection merges back into your own Supreme Self. Sri Ramakrishna in a simple language puts it, a salt doll went to measure the depth of the ocean. The moment it touched the water, it became one with the water. Now, who will tell what is the depth of the ocean? It's a mystery. Everything is like that. Thus, the subject and the object, pure consciousness and the perceiving consciousness, everything becomes one. Ekameva. Now I am taking rice, I am taking mixing, sambar is separate, or pappu is separate, curry is separate, urga is separate, papad is separate, everything is separate. This is prapancham. This is maya. Everything is separate. Dvandva, 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 dvandva. Then afterwards rice, pappu, sambar, urgai, everything is mixed together and goes into my mouth. See, it is called, humorously we call it, Vishishtadvaita. First is Dvaita. I am different, that is different, this item is different. Then when it goes, some taste will be there. I saw one person, he was mixing everything in his plate. He was mixing perugu, sambar, curry, urgai, rice, papad, everything mixed. He said, what are you doing? Why don't you eat separately? Swamiji, whether we eat separately or not, inside the stomach everything is mixed. Better I give it myself. Why trouble the stomach? He was making fun like that. But once after 4 hours, 5 hours, show me rice, show me sambar, show me curry, show me urgai. Cannot. I can show my body only. Annamaya kosha. Similarly with the sadhana. In the beginning everything is separate. Gradually when this vritti, aham brahmasmi, tattvamasi becomes predominant, then I become one with that. Ghat ghat purana eka niranjana dvaita bhava sabadura nivaro. In every ghata there is one supreme consciousness, niranjana, eka niranjana. When that I can realize, or at least intellectually feel, then this dvaita bhav, this dvandva, this himsa, this corruption, all that will reduce. When the duality is removed, dvandva is removed, there remains only the Supreme Brahman, the one without a second, utterly indescribable in words. This experience is known only to him who has attained it. So the shloka says here beautifully, 36 once more. Evam nirantarabhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana haratya vidya vikshepa droga nivarasayanam. It destroys the ignorance. Haranti avidya. And that avidya is in the form of vikshepa. Last Sunday I pointed out 3 kinds of problems are there, or doshas are there in meditation. One is called mala, impurities. The second is called vikshepa, the restlessness, the tossing and turning. Vrittis are in cyclonic situation, the kind of disturbance in the mind. Vikshepan, Shankara uses the word. Then there is avarna, cloud covering the sun, thick clouds. It's called maya, that illusion, or a cataract, or a glaucoma, retina detachment. Everything is there, I am not able to see, or the patient is not able to see. It needs special surgery. So that problem will go. For this vidya, avidya problem. And what is vidya problem? Sri Ramakrishna says in the Gospel, the ignorant, these Sri Ramakrishna's words, the ignorant are like people living in a house with clay walls. Visualize this, what Sri Ramakrishna is trying to say. In villages, all clay walls, olden times. There is very little light inside, and they cannot see outside at all. But those who enter the world after attaining knowledge of God are like people living in a house made of glass. Gaaju gadilo untunnaru vallu, not in clay house. So there is transparency, there is light inside, there is light outside also. For them, both inside and outside is light. They can see things outside as well as what is inside. Nothing exists except that one light. That one is the Supreme Brahman. So long as he keeps the I in us, he reveals that it is he who has the primal energy, creates, destroys and preserves the universe. Brahman and primal energy, Shakti, Brahman and primal energy, the Shakti, appear to be two. But after attaining the knowledge of Brahman, one does not see the two. Then there is no differentiation. It is one, without a second. Advaita, non-duality. Everything becomes one. As you go nearer and nearer to the ocean, from a distance it is blue. But when you go and take the water in your hand, it is colorless. Sri Ramakrishna sings a beautiful song. From a distance, mother looks black. Mother Kali's Vigraha looks black. When I go nearer mother, she is colorless. That was Sri Ramakrishna's experience. For us, it is all black image. But for him, it is colorless. Mother is one. Mother is everywhere. So this Advaita experience, Sri Ramakrishna put it into a wall or a house, clay wall or a glass wall. So in the next sloka, beautifully, Shankara gives a little more deeper meditation. It's not just academic meditation or memorizing something, but still that helps, memorization helps. He says here, please repeat 38th sloka. Vivikta desha asino virago vijitendriyah bhavaye dekamatmanam tamanantamananyadhihi. Vivikta desha asino virago vijitendriyah bhavaye dekamatmanam tamanantamananyadhihi. Four important points are there. This is again preparation for a deeper meditation. Nididhyasana. Number 1. Vivikta deshe asinaha. Vivikta desha asinaha means sitting in a solitary or a secluded place. Asinaha, meditate there. Go away from the market. That is where spiritual retreats nowadays are becoming popular because of the masala, because of the hustle, bustle and so much of disturbance outside. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, people want to travel. Well, that is one section of the society who wants some real peace. But there is another society which goes to resorts and all that. They find their desha is different. Their tastes are different. Their value system is different. They find happiness there. But as far as this meditation is concerned, solitary, secluded place. Vivikta deshe asinaha. Select that kind of place. Spiritual place. Second, virago vijitendriyah. Freeing the mind from desires. Viragaha. Raga is attachment. Viraga is detachment. Attachment, detachment, attachment, detachment goes on. Then, or Vijitendriyaha. Viragaha, Vijitendriyaha. What is Vijitendriyaha? Be a master of the sense organs. Next. Bhavayet ekam atmanam. Bhavayet ekam atmanam. Split it. Bhavayet ekam atmanam. Ekam atmanam bhavayet. Meditate upon the one self without a second. That self is without a second. Ekameva. Or it is called Turiya Chaitanya. Meditate on that. Next. Tamanantam ananyadhihi. Tam anantam ananyadhihi. What is dhihi? Buddhi, intellect. That boundless being. Tam anantam. Anantam is boundless being. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha Anantaha we say. Tam anantam ananyadihi. That boundless being. How he is boundless? Or how it is boundless? Desha Kala Nimitta Atitam. That means it is beyond space, time and causation. That's why it is called Anantam. With unswerving intellect or unswerving attention. Ananyadihi. Na anyaha ananyaha. There is no other thought in me other than that. Na anyaha ananyaha. Here the word is ananyadhihi. Unswerving intellect. Unswerving attention. Absolute physical, mental, emotional, everything is under your control. That you are a king of yourself. Conquer your nature. Vivikta desha asinaha. Number one, go to a selected place, spiritual place, practice some maunam, etc. And viraga vijidendriyaha. It's all in the mind. It's all mind game only. Advaita Vedanta is all in the mind. Bhavayed ekamatmanam or ekamatmanam bhavayet. Meditate on that one Atman. Tam anantam ananyadhihi. And all this, whether you are sharing the idea, whether you are talking about the idea, or thinking about the idea, discussing about Brahman, reading about Brahman, writing about Brahman, everything comes under that package called Nididhyasanam. Please remember this very important point. Because the mind is dwelling only on that one vasana, which is Aham Brahmasmi. That is explained to others, that you are reading about it in the scriptures. That is why Swadhyaya is very, very important in spiritual life, in Vedanta. Without that, no meditation takes place. Swadhyaya, Swadhyaya, Pravachanabhyam, na pramaditavyam, Deva Pitrikaryabhyam, na pramaditavyam. Do not give up the study of the scriptures. However busy you are, take half an hour out. Reduce your sleep, or reduce your eating time, reduce your other gossip time, and switch over to study of the scriptures. You are not going to get PhD, you are not getting to get any gold medal, just for the sake of spiritual sadhana. Don't say no time. Then mind will tell no time for me also. Mind is dwelling only on the Aham Brahmasmi concept. There is another type of meditation, diving deep into Patanjali Yoga also. It is called Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Dhyanam. Samadhi Abhyasa. What did the earlier Sloka say? Nirantara Abhyasta. So Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Dhyanam. What is that? One kosha is slowly given up in meditation. You reject, you delete, you negate Annamaya kosha. With all seriousness. I am not the body, I am not the body. I am not the nervous system. Understand the summary of Shankara's Nirvana Ashtaka. It's very tough. Because ours is all Dvaita, Dvaita, Dvaita. But doesn't matter. Do the sadhana. Don't give up the hope. That is why people have followed that path and attained. That's why scriptures are pramana for it. It has to be done. Each kosha is let loose, is given up slowly. Don't hold on to that kosha in the intellect. Sri Ramakrishna says, oh my mind, let the body take care of itself. You remain in the bliss of the Divine Mother. Let the body take care of itself. And when you are really doing it, ananya chintana, the 23rd sloka of the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham nishtha viyuktanam yogakshemam mahamyam. I take care of their welfare also. And such an assurance has been given by Bhagavan himself. What is your problem? Why are you doubting Bhagavan? Ananya chinta, that is your sadhana. So each kosha is given up, and the meditator deliberately should think of the verses from 31 to 36 in the mind of Atma Bodha. From 31 to 36. Shravana Manana. Which is description of one's own nature and not of something else somewhere. All that comes down to yourself. Example. Vitarka Badhane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Patanjali's reference to this. Vitarka Badhane Pratipaksha Bhavanam. With concentration and focus, I invoke each word in my mind. I invoke each word in my mind. What is that word? What are the terms? Chidrupaha, Sadrupaha, Anantaha, Nityaha, Buddhaha, Muktaha, Aham. Add Ahamasmi, Brahmahamasmi, Yohamasmi, Brahmahamasmi. That is real. Worth the salt, worth the time that you are spending. The 5 shlokas you have to memorize. Having come to the class 5 times or 7 times or all the 37 classes. Memorize the shlokas. Or keep a small paper in your hand, in a pocket, and read that in the meditation room and slowly think about it. Let us be beginners. Let us be humble. Let us seek the divine grace in this way. So you have got the choice, or I have got the choice, to choose the terms accordingly. It's vast knowledge, scriptural knowledge. I can choose anything. I can choose the qualities as per my mental problem. Vitarka Badhane Pratipaksha Bhavana. If the problem is anger, I will choose Anandam. Opposite. Pratipaksha. When I choose the problem is attachment, I think of Viraga. Sri Ramakrishna's examples, I think. Of him, he said, apply oil to your palms and cut the jackfruit. Or apply turmeric powder and then go into the river for taking bath. So I can counter-attack with the opposite thought process. Think about the problem and then think of the solution to the problem. Sangha, for example, some terms came to my mind. Sangha, think of asangatvam. Detach yourself from that. If you are afraid of death, think of amrutasya putraha, immortality. If your problem is dukkha, think about the opposite, which is sukha. And that has to be done nirantarabhyasta. And as you are thinking of the pure and the positive and the immortal thoughts, the subconscious mind will accept it slowly. It gets absorbed with this. Otherwise, if you don't do that, like bubbles coming out in the aquarium or in the water, these negative thoughts and troublesome thoughts will come and disturb you more. And they will come, as all of us experience, only when you sit for meditation. As you are going out and talking, they won't come. They are going back because you are busy. Later they will disturb you. Oh, Swamiji, 3 hours I am meditating, I am getting all bad thoughts only. You have not thought properly. That's why bad thoughts are coming. The process is wrong. The methodology is wrong. So the sadhaka should keep in mind that the world is world only. What is prapancham? Prapancham only. You are adding the colors, you are adding the visuals, you are adding the taste, you are adding this one. BM is BM. You make a lemon rice out of it, or pulihara out of it, or the dojanam out of it, same BM only. We add it because we want some enjoyment from this world. The world is world. You are adding attachment, you are adding the dukkha, you are adding the quarrels, you are adding all these and say the world is troubling me. No, raise yourself by yourself. You are your own friend, you are your own enemy. You are the source of joy, you are the source of sorrow, you are the source of everything. It is your mental attitude which makes the world. The same world, the young boy says it is all optimism. Swamiji mentions in Gnana Yoga lectures, the world is giving me so much of enjoyment. He is optimistic about the world. The old man, after putting denture, after having BP and heart transplantation, etc. Oh, the world did not give me, and the world is this, world is full of misery, full of selfishness. For him it is pessimism. The world is the world. It will be like that only. You dig through it, a tunnel, and go and be free the other side. Be happy. It is your sadhana. It is your spiritual experience. So Shankara, this 38th shloka, a few more important points are there. We shall take it up next Sunday. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.